There we go. Okay, I just noticed I hadn't been talking there. My headset wasn't like plugged in. It wasn't registering to my mic that was plugged in. Alright, here we go. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Season 7 opener of Division 3 here at the Mexican GP. I'm your host, DTF1 Days, better known as the American voice of RSF1. From what we've seen in the previous 3 days, we could have a very exciting season opener yet again today for Division 3, considering we've got guys like LA Ham from last season, who was an absolute rocket ship. Ditto Josh Meister, I believe he was Div 4's champion from last season. Bassar Mike is a driver who was very good. Div 5's champion from last season, Mr. Crunchy Bear. Others including Only Destroyer, who's always been a very consistent, very smart driver. Ipswich Techers, and a lot of these guys are kind of new to me, either because of being straight up new to this league or being in a different division that I did not commentate in or watch very often. I know Yorkie's a very good driver. Pull the stream up on my phone now so I can see the chat. And of course, 4 seconds into watching the stream, an ad pops up. What do you know? Let me know what you guys think. How this race, more importantly, as it's the season opener, how this race will shape up, how qualifying is gonna be. Got both my kids out, which means it's gonna be pandemonium in my house. Blazer Guns, how are you doing, man? I can't remember what div you're gonna have to tell me. I think you were Div 3 last season. Let me pull up all the info here. Fastest lap leader. Yeah, we're just going to keep it on fastest lap. In this year's game, if you don't already know this, everyone will be starting the race on a clean set of tires. So it does not matter what sets you choose and use in quali. They will not really matter that much in the race. Okay, we've got more than 3 people in here. You were in Div 3, yeah, I thought so. Now we got 10 people. Love to see it in the double digits. Let's get the triple digits. that would be quite a feat if that happened. First man out of the pits is the Red Bull of Dave 123555. If I remember correctly, he's a newer driver. I don't remember seeing this guy before this offseason. Man behind him is the Ferrari of Piggyman 678. He is an older driver. Galaxy Connor, I figure with the GC after RSF1. How are you doing, Connor? Third man out of the pits is not Sheen, his teammate HRV Thomas 17 in the Alfa Romeo. True Ram Blaze now out, Yuzgin's out, and everyone else is starting to come out. Got a couple stragglers, of course, but we will get to them later on. One question for you, Connor. How do you think a 16.2 at this track is slow? I honestly need to know how you think that's a slow time. That just makes no sense to me. You've been Div 3 since... okay. See, I've only been here since the beginning of last season. I've been here for a bit, but not nearly that long. We've got Dave coming through the penultimate corner now, through the final corner to start the first hot lap of Div 3's season. Of course, now my kids are screaming. down the main straight. Hits a top speed of 206 miles an hour. Down to third gear, immediately up to fourth for this first chicane. Up to fifth gear, definitely interesting strategy there from the Red Bull, but let's see what his time is in the first sector. At the end, it's a 28.9. Just a hair under 29 flat. Through turns 4 and 5, now up to the double apex hairpin of turn 6. Down to third gear for that one. Turn 7, it's a right-handing flick. It's very quick corner. We're going to ride on board with sector 2 here with the Red Bull. A little slow through here just to avoid the invalidation. Runs wide there, does not invalidate. Yeah, we had a driver yesterday who was definitely taking advantage of those track limits, and I don't know how, but he was getting them right pretty much all the time in quali. And in the race, he had like 30 seconds of penalties before he retired from the session. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Dave coming through the final corner. It's an 18.3 to start the session. Now on to Piggy Man, who's invalidated, and we just came across Turbo, who's lost his entire front wing. Not a great way to start off your session. And Vevtix crashed. We've got an Alpine going slow through there, and Vevtix crashed. Oh, terrible way to start the season for the Haas driver. And that's an 18.3 for the McLaren of Tree Ram Blaze. Galaxy Connor with an 18.5, 18.7 for Yuzgin, and FFR Harry puts up the provisional pole time of a 17.4. It's 9/10 to the next guy. That's an amazing lap to still. Oh, we came across a spinner, and it's Blazer Guns. Oh, nearly collecting the Red Bull of either Dave or Yuzgin, I'm not sure, but wow, that was close. And as I'm watching this, Yorkie crosses the line, puts up a 17.3. Now he's got pole. Sheen with a 17.4, and I'm seeing another spin. Wow. I'm missing spins by like seconds, maybe less. Yuzgin spins out now in sector 2. Blazer Guns puts up a 125.7. I assume that's a banker. He's Div 3. If you're putting up a 25.7 in Div 5, that's slow. Div 3, I mean, you're basically prehistorically slow. Only Destroyer's lap is at 31.6. We got a lot of guys heading into the stadium section. Some going slow, some going fast. Or maybe not with that Alpha Tauri. I believe not Jamie, his teammate Harry, who's going slow. He's going on his in-lap now, I assume. HRV Thomas has put in 2 laps on his tires. He's got an 18.2 as his best, 18.3 for Dave as his best. I think that was his first lap, though. So far, we've got 10 drivers with the lap time up. We've got a 25.7 from Blazer Guns, 23.1 from Only Destroyer, 18.7 for Yuzgin, 18.5, 18.3, 18.3, 18.2, about a tenth between 4th, 5th, and 6th. 17.4, 17.4, and a 17.3 are your lap times right now. Big Man coming through the final sector is once again invalidated, a 58.6 for the first 2 sectors. Had he not invalidated, that could have been a very good lap time. On board, who we got next? This is the very useful thing about having a co-commentator. They'll be able to look for the driver on an out lap or on a hot lap, and the next man to come across the line. Watching along with Crunchy Berries, he's about to start his hot lap. He was my teammate, fun story here, last season. He and I ended up winning the Constructors Championship, him getting the drivers, and me finishing P12 in the championship, only finally starting to catch fire at Singapore. As long as you guys aren't screaming, I don't really care. All right, on to LA Ham, who puts up 28.9 in the first sector. Out through the double hairpin and third gear through there. Yorkie now with a 17 flat. Barely improves, but it's an improvement nonetheless. The 17.3 flat, and we've still got 10 minutes left in this first session alone. We've got a yellow up ahead. It's for, yep, the Williams, the Bassar Mike. Oh my God. Kids act absolutely insane. I try to put one of them in for a nap, and they just don't listen at all. Back to... Oh, right. LA Ham's already put up his lap time. It's a 17.4. It's P3 for the Mercedes. But in yellow in the other end of the track, it's for his teammate, Someone No One, who's crashed out. Or not out, but he's crashed. He's off the track. Good news for him is he will be able to stay on track. Sheen is retired from the session in the pits. The good news from that. I was worried it was something else. And Piggy Man is spun off. Good thing he's on his out lap, but that will hurt his tire life come his hot lap. Seems like my kid does not agree with that. And now I can't get a good angle here. This is the angle they're giving me. It's like, okay, I can't see his wing. It's an unfortunate scene here. I was about to say Turbo Typhon should be the next guy across the line, but it does not look like that'll be the case. P8 for him, though, with a 17.9. Forward with Josh Meister now. He's P6 provisionally. He's improved by almost 0.2 in the first sector alone. Opens the DRS and it's over 4.5 tenths through the first two sectors. So he could be looking at a very, very good lap here from the Alpine of Josh Meister. Coming through the final corner now to the line. It's a 17.6. He lost a considerable amount of time through the final sector. He's going to stay in his position. Can't imagine he's going to feel very good about that. Got like no sound. Okay, no, okay. I don't know what it was, like my headset started being real quiet. We have got a yellow in Sector 3. Sectors 2 and 3, I'm not sure. It's Piggy Man, he's crashed off. And so is only Destroyer. Oh, and Galaxy Connors crashed out. I only just caught the last bit of that. Oh no, we've got 4 people have crashed out in this session. Wow. We've got yellows on the front stretch. Is that for a disqualification or someone retiring the pits perhaps and I just got it wrong? I don't know. Someone's gonna have to correct me on this. I'm by myself right now. I gotta have someone in the chat telling me whether I'm getting this stuff right or not. It looks like Josh Meister went for another lap, but he's not using his ERS here, so he's kind of, oh, you know what? He's putting in laps. He's just putting in practice laps. Fair enough. We got our provisional pole sitter right now, putting out another lap. Yorkie, I gotta say, man, you're probably safe, unless you're on those old tires and you're just more laps. I am momentarily going to check to see whether or not those guys crashed out or not. We got Vevtik who crashed out. Piggy Man, Destroyer, and wow, yeah, Piggyman, Destroyer, and Galaxy Connor all crashed out within a, what I think was like a 15-second frame. Just a terribly unfortunate day for all three of those guys. Coming to the line, Yorkie will be starting his hot lap. Josh Meister is coming into the pits. Turbo Typhon will be doing the same thing. Oh, nearly hitting the wall. Ipswich Tecker is coming to the end of his lap. He is invalidated, though. We go on to someone, no one. He's a 58.9 through the first two sectors, so he's definitely putting in a decent time here. Thank you. Now coming through the penultimate corner into the line, or through the final corner into the line, it's a 19.4. It's good enough for P14, but it does not mean he is safe. No stretch of the imagination is he safe. P4 through 2 through 5, excuse me. 4 of the top 5 have retired from the session. They know their time is good enough. Yorkie, though, looking to improve. So far, he's half a second off. I just don't. Yeah, I'm guessing maybe. Oh, maybe not. His ERS tells me that he's been using it, but I don't think he's used it throughout the whole lap. And yeah, so on board with Dave, riding along with, I should say, Dave now. Towards the end of the first sector, his time will be a 28.8. He is improving by about 0.2 of a second. He's going to need those 0.2 if he wants to be be out away from the drop zone. We've got a yellow up ahead in Sector 3. It's for the Mercedes of someone, no one. Oh, and Dave spins. He caught the inside curb there, and he spins out. Trying to get the car turned around now. We had an issue with this in Div 2. Where the Mercedes, I believe it was the Mercedes anyway. I'm not even sure which one it was, to be honest. I can't remember. But the Mercedes spun out, tried to get back around, and he got disqualified. Next man across the line and put up a lap time will be Jamie. He's a 57.6 to the first two sectors. He could probably put up pole. Coming to the line, it's a 17.4, maybe not pole, a little off, but it's P6 for the Alpha Tauri. He is well in. He's definitely safe, that is for sure. Next man across the line will be the Aston Martin of Crunchy Bear. He'll be starting his hot lap. Following him will be the Red Bull of Yuzgin. Doesn't look like he's improving his lap, though. He may be trying to give his teammate a tow, but I don't know where he's going to give it. But yeah, no, he's just slowing down and getting out of the way. Dave is on 5-lap old softs. I don't know how much faster he can get than he already has put up. Don't like some of these camera angles. The 58.2, he's still improving by about 0.15 of a second, nearly 16. Down the hairpin now through the stadium section. It's into third gear there. Stays in third gear throughout all of the stadium section pretty much. Coming to the line, rides the inside curb there. It's an 18.2. He only improves by 4 milliseconds. He stays P13, his teammate right behind him. Can his teammate do anything to improve his time? Both of the McLarens out on an out lap. We move to Crunchy Bear, coming through the stadium section now. Only minor improvement through the first two sectors. He's got to hope he found some time here in the third sector. Coming to the line, it is going to be a 1:17.9. He does find a bit more time. Passes I believe, no, he stays P10, actually. He did not gain P10 from Thomas. That's a 17.993. Speaking of Thomas, he has just crossed the line. Next man across the line will be Turbo Typhon, also starting a hot lap. Oh, Yuzgin's invalidated. He's in trouble now. He's going to be in deep trouble. Ah, that explains that. I just saw that you spun out on the straight, and I was just like, what happened? True Ram Blaze coming to the line. What time can he put up? Yorkie is retired in the pits. Jamie has crossed the line. No, he's retired from the pits. True Ram Blaze finds 3/10, just about 3/10, and gets P9. And that is Ipswich Techers, who just crossed the line with a 17.9. He gets P11. He knocks Yuzgin out of the session, and no one. 19-0, but it is not enough. He stays P17. And that is Q3 over. HRV Thomas gets 2/10 on his time. It's a 17.8. It's P8 for the Alfa Romeo. The final driver we have to wait for is Turbo Typhon. He dives into the pits, and that is the official end of Q1. Your drivers not moving on are the Red Bull of RSF1 Yuzgin, the Mercedes of no one, the Alpine of Only Destroyer, the Haas of Vevtik, and the Ferrari of Piggyman. What up, buddy? I don't know. Kitchen? Bedroom? Go look for him. And that is my co-commentator for the time being. Yep. What country is Thomas from? Yep. It's a different Thomas. Oh, he's Iceland. Oh, okay. Iceland, but yeah. I mean, nice. Got Jamie, and that's Lebanon. Okay. That's obviously Thailand. We got, I'm thinking Monaco, but I'm also thinking Poland or even Poland. Cool. That's, I'm pretty sure that's, yeah, Norway. Okay. Wanted to be sure. We've got a handful of people from all over the world here.
John.
Hi, buddy.
Look. Owen.
Yep.
Hi.
Hi.
Hug.
Hug.
Hi.
Hi.
Look, Owen. Owen.
Say hi.
Hi. Hi.
Hi.
Look.
All right, here we are in Q2. Looks like we got a little bit of a fight to see who gets out of the pit lane first, and it is going to be won by Turbo Typhon. Right behind him, the man who gets P2 for that is Blazer Guns Sheen, followed by a mass of cars. Bazaar Mike, Dave, we've got the AlphaTauri of Jamie. Check that, it's the AlphaTauri of Harry. Followed by the McLaren of True Ram. Yeah, we've got a lot of guys all over the place. Looks like these two are fighting. I would say Blazer Guns, you definitely want to step back just so you can get a clean lap here. I mean, if you're heating up your tires, I get it. Morning. How are you doing, man? Welcome to the stream. Appreciate you checking in. Hoping in the next 5 to 10 minutes I'll be getting my co-com. And then this stream can get real interesting. Coming through the final corner now. Turbo Typhon will start the hot lap, the first of Q2. Through Sector 2. Sorry, I've been looking at the Discord trying to see if my co-com is here yet. Through the first two sectors, it is a 57-8. Through the first two sectors, we got yellows in sectors 1 and 2, at the end of Sector 1 and middle of Sector 2 for an Alpine, I believe. No, that's a Williams and an Alfa Romeo. We're going to stick with Turbo for the time being, though. And to the line, it's a 17-6. Now we go to the incidents. Sheen is one of the guys that's spun off, and the other, not Jamie, but Harry. Blazer puts up a 17-3. It's pole for him now. Ellingham now coming through the final corner and to the line. It's going to be an 18-1. For reference, my pole time in Q3 was an 18-192. 18-192. Take from that what you will. Meaning, if any of you people think I belong in F4, then everyone in front of me belongs in F3. Just joking, of course, but you know, just in case anyone thinks I'm sandbagging. Which I honestly doubt. Coming through the final corner for Yorkie now. He put up pole in the last session. It's a 21-4 here for him. Looks like he's using his ERS here now, so he's going to put up another lap. We go on to the AlphaTauri of Jamie. It's nothing. It's no good. It's an invalidated lap, so we move. On to Blazer. He is not putting up a lap here. We go to Dave. Coming through the final corner and to the line. It's a 17-3. It's P2. Oh, my ear. Comes Josh. 58-199. Basically a 58-2 through the first two sectors. Coming through the hairpin in the stadium and the stadium section now. What time does he put up on the board? There's a final corner and to the line. It's a 17-7. It's P4 for the Alpine. Looks like we got a yellow. We do. I don't know who is it for, but it's for the Williams of Asar Mike. He spun off he spun out in the final corner and blocked the pit entry for a moment or two. He's quite lucky not to have gotten a penalty there as his teammate comes across the line and puts up a 17-1. It's nearly 2 full tenths up on the next guy. Jamie coming to the line. He's actually diving into the pits. Not Harry. Crunchy Bear starting his hot lap now. To the line for Thomas. It's a 48-0. You'll be going again. Blazer guns across the line. Puts up pole. 16-9 for him. him, improving by a 1/10.5 in the first 2 sectors. To the stadium section now. Ultimate corner down to second gear here. Through the final corner. It's a 17.9 for the Mercedes. Does find some time, but not a lot. Josh Meister did not improve at all on that lap. He will go again. Yorkie is going to come into the pits. Crunchy to the line. It's a 17.1 flat. It's P2 for the Aston Martin. Really not something you're going to hear a lot from Aston Martin, I guarantee, in real life, I guarantee you. And HRV Thomas cross line, it's a 17.8. It's P7 for the Alfa Romeo. FFR Harry is going to dive into the pits instead of electing to put up a time here. Interesting strategy. You move on, not to this man, or this one for that matter. We got Josh Meister here. He might be looking for a better lap. I'm not sure. Things for sure, though. He's low on ERS. He comes through the final corner. It's a 17.3. He improves by close to half a second. It's P4 for the Alpine. And Sheen across the line. It's a 17.8. P8 for the Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo row 4 lockout right now. Got Ipswich Techers, he's just been passed, Thomas has just been passed by. And we got a really weird situation going on between Techers and Thomas. Techers pulls off and Thomas just slows down. No. You need to go. I promise you, you need to go. You do. We move on to Bassar Mike. Coming through the second sector now. It doesn't look like he's putting up a time. That's a 106.9. It's 10 seconds off what people... Unfortunate development. Alright, and we're back. I'm gonna have to get batteries soon. I'll do that now. I was gone. It looks like Bassar Mike put up a 27.6. For his sake, he's definitely looking to improve on that. Looks like he is. It's a 57.9 through the first 2 sectors. 57.9, one of the better times I think I've seen so far. About 4 minutes left in the session. Out through the final corner for Bassar Mike in the Williams, and it's a 17.7. It's P7, so he's safe for now. Techer's running wide out of that corner. He's definitely not improving on his time, though. Neither is Techers. Or Tree Ram. Jamie's got to turn around now. He cannot wait for people. Yorkie has retired from the session. It's P3 with a 17-1. I think he feels safe. Unreasonably so. Mr. Crunchy Bear is retired. Your top three have now all retired in the garage. They are satisfied with their pit times for now. Yeah, I can imagine you are. I wish I could put up a lap even within a second of that. I think the fastest lap I had in time trial, in a race, in anything that I did for this week was like an 18-0. I think it was the 18-0 for my time trial I did like a week ago. We move on to, not him. No, he is not on a lap. Truran blazes, though. He's improving by 0.3 in the first two sectors. How much more time can he find in this final sector? He comes through the penultimate corner, now through the final corner. To the line, it's a 17.7 flat. It's almost 0.7. He finds an FFR. Harry just slaps pole right out of Blazer's face. Or I should say hands, but yeah, we'll go with face. Why not? It is an 16.8. We move on. Not to Techers. Who we got the next guy? We got Thomas here coming through the final two corners. Heading to the line. What's it going to be? It's a 17.3. Improves by about half a second. It's P6. This is Horror Mike is now on the bubble. He doesn't have enough time. He's going to be out. So what can Sheen do? A 57.7 through the first two sectors. He's found over a 10th, but he's going to have to find a bit more than that to be safe. At least 0.2 to be P9 and about 0.5 to be safe. Or safer. To the line, it's a 17.6. It's only P9. And not by a lot. We've got a yellow. It's Bizarre Mike. No, it's not. It's Dave. Dave on the same tires he's already used and put 4 laps on, I think. Yeah. So we go back to not Sheen. No, HRV Thomas has already put up a lap, so maybe we go back to Sheen. No, he's not improving. He's lost over 1.2 seconds in the first sector alone. I don't know what's happened, but definitely not what he is needed. True Ram Blaze is invalidated. That's his qualifying session over. Ipswich Techers, though, coming through the second sector. I didn't catch his first sector time. Let's see what he can do here. It's opens the DRS and he comes. It's a 57.6. He's improving by over half a second. That's what he's going to need if he wants to get into the top 10. Through the hairpin in second gear now up to third. Already up to fourth now. Third through here. Now through the final corner. To the line. Oh, he spins just a little bit, and it may have cost him a chance at Q3. He misses out by 0.07 of a second. He's got to be absolutely sick to his stomach when he finds out. It's a row 6 lockout for McLaren, but I cannot imagine that's the lockout McLaren were hoping for, and certainly not what they were looking for. We move to Jamie, and he's invalidated, so he will be starting from P14. An unfortunate day, a very lopsided day for AlphaTauri. By the skin of his teeth, Turbo Typhon makes it into Q3. by 7/1000ths of a second. Meanwhile, the gap from Harry to the rest of the field over a tenth. And Blazer to Crunchy also over a tenth. So your 4 drivers leaving here in Q2. Ipswich Techers, Triram Blaze, Bazaar Mike, and Jamie. So far, a handful of the drivers I mentioned before the start of this session have all been knockers. Not all of them, but a handful of them have been. I can see you're having fun in the chat, Crunchy. We are now here for Q3. Now the question is, who gets pole? Will there be anyone here in the top 10 that can't put up a time due to invalidations, crashing, or otherwise? First man out of the garage is Dave in the Red Bull, but the first man out of the pits looks like it's actually going to be Dave as well. No, check that. LWS Yorkie. Yeah, Techers, I saw you ride that curb, and if you just didn't touch that curb, if you'd have went wide a little bit, you'd have had him. But we all make mistakes, man. You can make up for it in the race. We've already got a yellow. It's for Blazer Guns. He's already spun. Probably not great idea. Probably not good for you to spin there, that's for sure. Although it'll give you some heat in the tires. I know last year's game, if you spun out on a lap, or even on your out lap, you'd be pretty much finished in quali. Here, it's not quite as bad. It actually helps you a little bit if you spin out, as long as you don't over-rev the engine or decide to do donuts. Move back to Yorkie, who's coming through the stadium section now. Exiting, I should say, the stadium section now. He will start his hot lap. We're going to ride on board with him for this one. Opens down the DRS for this straight. Very, very long run. To turn 1. Down to 3rd gear here. Now down to 2nd. Back up to 3rd here on the exit. Opens DRS again. The end of sector 1. It's a 28.6 for the end of sector 1. Now down to 2nd gear for turn 4. Keeping in 2nd for turn 5. Up to 4th before shifting right back down to 2nd gear for the double apex hairpin. Turn 7 shifts down once, just down to 5th gear, and he's good. He's cut the corner, and it's an invalidation. We move on to Dave. Goes very wide out of that corner, does not invalidate. It's a 57.7 through the first 2 sectors. Now entering the stadium section in the hairpin. It's only down to 3rd gear here. 3rd gear immediately up to 4th gear. To the line, it looks to be a 17.2. Like Ham's diving into the pits, he's invalidated his lap. Josh Meister starting to show his pace now. It's a 17.0. 17. Oh wow, Turbo, who barely misses barely makes Q3. Sorry, barely makes Q3. Gets 17.0. It's provisional pole for the Haas. Blazer Guns coming down the straight. Let's see if Sheen and Thomas, both the Alfa Romeos, have invalidated their quali laps. Sheen pits Thomas stays out for another one. Over to Yorkie again. Let's see if he can keep it on the track this time. He does through Sector 2. He should be good now. It's a 57-2 through the first two sectors for the Williams of Yorkie. It's looking to be a very, very good lap here from the Williams. We've got a yellow. It's for Dave. Out of the final corner to the line. It's a 16-9. Beating what was pole time by just over a tenth. The Blazer gun set 57-3 through the first two sectors. Thought the game told me that. To the line, it's a 16-9. He doesn't get P1, but he's close. A little over 0.05 of a second off. Dave diving into the pits. Josh, not even thinking about the pits. He just does another lap. HRV Thomas invalidates yet again. He will go into the pits. Mr. Crunchy Bear, looks like Harry's starting to have problems. This is the second time I've seen him disconnect. What's up, Orphan? How you doing, man? Gotta get myself a drink in a minute here. Throat's absolutely dry as a desert right now. Leave that. Give me that. God, this kid's a fucking... Oh, sorry. God, absolute headache dealing with these kids. I gotta tell you. Turbo Typhon coming through the final sector. Definitely not putting up a lap here. He's probably coming into the pits. I'd probably say the same about Josh because he's invalidated. He does. He knocks out the one bollard for the entry to the pit lane. With Crunchy Bear, it's a 57-3. He invalidated his first lap, though. Might not have enough ERS for this lap. Ugh. Riding with LA Ham, heading into the first set, chicane. I can't even think right now. My brain hurts. I'm not even gonna lie with you guys. It is not easy to do this when you've got a throbbing headache from your children. And not just like those normal parental headaches you get. Like, it's just a constant migraine that's lasted 2.5 years, roughly. I love my kids, but my God, it is not easy parenting them. Got Sheen coming through the stadium section now. Now exiting through the final two corners. It's going to be a 17-1. It's P5 for the Alfa Romeo. LA Ham has invalidated his lap. I have to assume he's just going to come into the pits. He doesn't have enough ERS. Div 5 comms missed me making a final lap dash, crossing the line with 1 second left in the session. So I think the latest you can leave the garage is about 1 minute and 50 seconds left. That's the latest you can leave it. course, if you decide to cut some corners, I think my Div 5 drivers know who I'm talking about. Then, you know, you could probably leave like a minute and a half left. And it looks like not Turbo, not Sheen. Who just crossed the line and put up a better lap? No, I would want to say HRV Thomas, either Thomas or Dave. One of them put up a new lap, 17.6, 17.2, 17.2, 17.1, 17.0, 17.0, 16.9, 16.9. Unfortunately, Blazer Guns has invalidated his lap. He's going to have one more shot, I think, at putting up a lap. Harry crossing the line now. Yeah, I'll try inviting you. Give me just a second. Where are you? Who was that? Shane, right? RSF1. Okay, you gotta be kidding me. RSF1 Shane's not a. Oh, there he is. First off, definitely add him as a friend. Second, invite, and we're good. Go to Harry, who's a 57.4 through the first two sectors. Coming through the stadium section now. What can he do on his final run here? The final two corners to the line. It's a 16.9. It's not enough, though. It's P2. Not enough for pole. That still has you what?
Sorry, so you're not don't sound like talking to yourself. Yeah, it still hasn't worked. I'm having internet issues, and it was down when I got in. It's just come back up. It's just not letting me join. It just says I'll be unable to join.
That's unfortunate.
So I'll try.
Dave across the line puts up a 17.2. Does not improve by enough to improve his position, though. Yeah. With 8 seconds left, Crunchy crosses the line, and he will start his hot lap. Turbo crosses the line with about 4 seconds left. 4 seconds left. I couldn't see the timer. There was a yellow up. We've got Dave out of fuel, so that explains that. LA Ham with a 57.3 in the first two sectors, improving his time by 0.3. What can he do through the stadium section and out of the stadium section here? To the line, it's going to be a 16.8. Harry does not put up another lap. He dives into the pits. Yorkie's invalidated, so he's going to lose out on pole for good. It's LA Ham's pole for now. Josh has invalidated his lap. Oh, and Turbo's crashed out. Oh, I just caught the tail end of it. He's out of the session. Sheen has invalidated his lap. Thomas has already put up a lap. Crunchy Bear, 57.2. He invalidates his lap. It looked like he just cut the corner deliberately.
Still the same day. Sorry, mate.
Hey, man, no worries.
I've dashboarded restarted and everything. But yeah, good luck, mate. Nice one for filling in. Mate, we're going to push it on for you.
Yep.
Oh man, appreciate it again. Take it easy, Trevor.
Sure, man. Thanks. So your qualifying order, LA Ham gets the first pole of the season with a 16.8, followed by Yorkie, Harry, Blazer Guns, Josh, Turbo, Sheen, Dave, Thomas, and Mr. Crunchy Bear, the only man not to put up a time in Q3 here today. It's unfortunate, ladies and gents, if you don't already know, we are not going to be able to... I don't think I'm going to have a co-commentator for this. Something's up with Shane's internet or his Xbox. Something is just not acting right in his household or in his internet, his whatever. You know what I mean? It's just it decided today would be the day that it wanted to completely have a stroke. Very close tier. Yes, I agree, Muddy. This is a very closely contested tier. Unlike Div 5, where I'm told I'm the fastest driver and then I get P6 in quali. I'm not saying I'm a quali master, but I mean, you know. If anyone in the Discord wants to hit me up as my co-commentator, please do not hesitate. It'd be much appreciated. And I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think the formation lap bug has been fixed yet, so we will not be having a formation lap today. Due to that, it'll just be straight up to the 5 lights, and we go. The guy I just messaged on Discord is able to join. We may have a very, very unique first time kind of opportunity here. Depends on whether he's able to join, though. If he can't, then, well, oof. In the meantime, I am going to go grab a drink. Or 3. Was it? Oh, well, that's good. Oh, we got a timer. I just looked at the stream and saw it. Out and there we go. Hold on. There we go. Finally. Okay. I accidentally unplugged my headset. Lights out and away we go here. Heading into turn 1 now. Looks like Yorkie's going to keep the lead. Oh, we got a handful of drivers losing a handful of positions. We got a lot more gaining positions somehow. At least that's how it looked. Oh, we got oh, big crash here in the back. What has happened? Looks like it involved Turbo, Typhon, Tree Ram, Piggy, who's completely ghosted at one point there. Doesn't look to have any damage though. I'm not sure if it included these guys here too. We're gonna have to find out on the pit stops. See how the position changes happened so far. The man has gained the most as of right now is Vevtik. As we've got a yellow again. Yuzkin gets a penalty for a collision. Nope, gaining a spot off track. Not something you want to see. Only Destroyer. Oh, ho, ho. He is a little aggressive. As Vevtik's got a missing wing. His entire front wing is gone. So he's gained 7 spots off the line, but at what cost? Meanwhile, Turbo, who started P6, down to P18. You never like to see that. Vevtik in the pits and Haas just having an awful start to this race. I do hope for their sake they can get some luck. Considering how yesterday turned out, as Yorkie is already up to a 1.6 second gap ahead of LA Ham. Harry just chilling out right where he's at in P3. Blazer staying where he's at. Sheen has gained 2 spots, 3 spots gained for HRV Thomas as he gets around the outside of Crunchy. Crunchy has also gained 3 spots himself, 3 spots lost for Josh so far, 5 gained for Jamie, +3, -3 for Dave. Ooh, we're looking here at a side-by-side battle in the second sector. This is not the place you want to be fighting for position. I would definitely suggest that one of these two backs out, probably Bassar Mike, considering he's the guy who's further back. Oh, Dave bumps into the back of Bassar Mike. Thankfully, no damage from him. Cannot tell. It looks like Galaxy Connor doesn't have an end plate, and that would be correct. He is missing an end plate. He's still going, though. And I think I just saw a track reset. I looked at the bottom corner of my screen, and he was on track and then, like, reset automatically. 11 loss for Turbo Typhon, and now he's in the on the tires. He is yet to pit yet. He is yet to pit, so understandable. Well, Yorkie is the only one who I believe the only one who started on the softs. I didn't get to check because I was trying to get my headset plugged back in. By the time I could see what the situation was, the lights were out. He's got a 2-second gap. Yorkie's gotta hope no safety car comes out right now, or the safety car comes out in about a lap or two, because he's not pulling as much here on lap 3 now. He's got a 2.2 second gap. It's been fluctuating between 2.1 and 2.4. With the way this race has gone so far, it looks like it's going to be awfully similar to yesterday with no safety cars, where I made possibly one of the worst gambles of my entire sim racing career, trying to see if I could make it to the end. -4 laps of fuel in the tank. You'll love to see it, unless you're me, in which case you're probably secretly screaming in your head. But maybe that's just me. Yorkie now up to 2.5 seconds. These two have got to wonder when Yorkie's tire is going to fall off. I can imagine it's going to be in the next half a lap or so. Yep, no, go. Turbo Typhon back in the pits again. Galaxy Connor now in the pits on a new set of hards. Even from here, I don't think the hards are going to make it to the end. I'm pretty sure you'd have to pit with a couple laps to go for softs. He certainly is, Muddy. He certainly is. He's up 2.9 now at the line. We've got Galaxy Connor with another 3-second time penalty. It's his first, but he's got a 5-second penalty as well. Others with penalties include both of the Red Bulls. Not a great start from them, that's for sure, but hopefully they can make up for it with pace. But with Yorkie starting on the softs, LA Ham and Harry are probably wondering when he's going to be pitting. And I can imagine that the two guys behind them, Sheen and Blazer Guns, are hoping that a safety car doesn't come out until well into this race. If you start on the hards, you'd probably be hoping for a safety car right at the midway point would be a good time. If you're on the softs, you're probably hoping the safety car comes out like now. Mediums, I'd be guessing about lap 12, lap 13. But anything can happen in this race, and we've got a spinner. It's Yuzgin. Oh, we got another one. It's Ipswich Techers who spun out. No more than 100 meters past Yuzgin. Yuzgin gets right back past the McLaren of Ipswich Techers. And just like that, Turbo is already nearly a lap down. Oh no, this is not the way you want to start your season. We had a man in Division 2 who went a lap down pretty early, and he never ended up getting his lap back despite 3, maybe 4 safety cars and a virtual safety car. We've got Piggy Man who's spun off the track. Fortunate circumstances for the Ferrari. He's most of a lap down as well. Although Yorkie doesn't seem to be catching Turbo despite recently having spun. I'm wondering if these tires are starting to fall off. No one's already pitting onto a new set of tires. And the other Red Bull of Dave has now spun off. Turbo has now just put up the best lap of the session, so that's probably another reason why he's pulling away from Yorkie so easily. Good news for Yorkie, he's able to shift into 8th gear. For a moment I was worried, I didn't know if he could or not. Meanwhile, we've got a massive DRS train I just realized, from Sheen on down to Josh. And Vevtik's crashed out. Vevtik has crashed out. It's a full course safety car. I would literally have killed to have this yesterday. I'm in absolute shambles. This is how, wow. But good news for Yorkie, he gets the safety car exactly when he needed it. Exactly when he needed it. Just a terrible way to start the season for Vevtik as he's crashed out of the race here on lap 6. And unfortunately for no one. He's already behind a lot of cars on the lead lap. He's got to hope that a lot of these guys in front of him pit. He's got Yorkie, he's got Ham, Harry, Blazer Guns, Sheen, Thomas Crunchy, Jamie, and Josh all ahead of him. Oh, and Bassar Mike. Oh, yeah, and no, not Bassar Mike, Josh. I was right when I said that. Okay. So everyone goes into the pits except for Blazer Guns, who of course started on the hards. He's not going to want to pit onto another set of tire this early. Unfortunately for no one, that means he's going to stay a lap down. And we got an interesting strategy call here. We've got a lot of guys who pit onto the hards. All the guys who pit onto the hards, and I just realized it was only 4 people. Harry decides to go onto the softs, and Yuzgin goes onto the softs too. We've got quite an interesting call from these two. To go to the softs. Perhaps they're trying to go onto the softs to go a little further to be sure that they can get onto the hards and make it to the end. As for those who pit onto the hards already, I understand why you would pit, but I don't. And I know you could definitely make it to the end on hards from here, but your tires are not going to be very big fans of you by the end. Here's the worst part for the guys ahead of Yorkie. Yorkie's on brand new softs that can more than likely go to the end. While these guys all ahead of him have to pit. Your order right now under the safety car: Blazer Gun, Sheen, Thomas, Crunchy Bear, Jamie, Josh, Yorkie, Bizarre Mike, LA Ham. I was about to say Harry, but it looks like he's hit onto the soft so he can hit again and go on to perhaps the hards. I think he started on the mediums, so yes, he's pitting onto the hards and he will go to the end from here. Cannot argue with that. Yuzgin's coming, and he might lose a spot to Yuzgin. No, he's too far back, so Harry will only lose, I think, 2 or 3 spots, and he'll have newer tires than the guys ahead of him, a lot of whom are on hards. And even... yeah, with Yorkie's pace, he probably can't. He could probably have a pretty good race here. I mean, the way qualifying looked, I would say probably top 5. I'm not gonna pick a winner right now. It could be anybody, but gotta wonder if the safety car is gonna come in. Most of the pack is right behind the safety car, and there's only 2 guys out. Oh, after LA Ham, I got distracted by the Twitch chat. After LA Ham, you got Only Destroyer, Tree Ram Blaze, Harry, Yuzgin. Oh, we got a 5-second penalty for Dave, a collision with Connor. Oh, that's gonna really hurt his race. After Yuzgin, Techers, Connor, Dave, Piggyman. Does Dave have any damage? He does. He's missing an end plate. He's gonna have to pit again. After Dave, Piggyman, Turbo Typhon, and someone, no one. Dave doesn't pit. Dave stays out. Really? This is your best chance to pit. I mean, he's only going to lose 2 spots. Not a huge difference between P16 and P18. Yuzgin and Techers look like they're trying to swap spots. I assume they swapped back. Otherwise, someone would have a massive penalty right now. By massive, I just mostly mean the impact of it. I got one question. Is there going to be any weather in this race? Any rain, any darkness? No.
Green.
No.
Green.
Come on.
Green.
Go.
Green. Green.
You can't have any.
Green.
They're mine. I'm sorry. Safety car is in this lap, as I am having a battle with my child for rights to my own Swedish fish. Oh boy, we got a spinner. What happened to Piggyman? Oh, yep, he spun off. Oh no. And Laser Guns goes now. He catches Sheen out. Caught him napping. We got another yellow. This time it's for Harry. For a handful of drivers. Also Turbo. What happened to Turbo? And Dave also. So Harry from the midfield all the way to the back, and he's got a long distance between him and... Oh, what happened? Oh, okay. I was so worried that somebody crashed. I saw a Mercedes going dreadfully slow. I thought someone crashed. It's just no one getting out of the way. That's good. I'm shocked he didn't fight anybody at all. Side-by-side action up here at the front between Crunchy and Sheen. Sheen holds him off. He gets the move done. Keeps hold of P3. Right now, your top three all Ferrari-powered cars. After that, the next Ferrari-powered car is in P15. Speaking of, it looks like that man has spun off. He has. It's Piggy Man again. First spinning off right before the safety car ends. Now here. He's got to at least entertain the thought of hitting for a different set of tires. The rears have got to be melted right now. Back to the front. Blazer Gun's about a second and a half up on the next man. You know, Sheen basically being a moving chicane for his teammate. He's not going too slow, but he's definitely holding him up. Going very wide. I don't know if they got a warning from that, but a lot of drivers I've seen over this weekend have been using that runoff in turn on the exit of turn 3 to not get a penalty. Oh boy. Fight for P5 between Josh and Jamie. Looks like Jamie's going to get the position there, keep his position there. DRS has now been enabled. Ipswich Techers with the penalty. 3 seconds. Oh, and Yorkie with an absolute rocket ship. Just flies past Josh like he was standing still. Sheen once again using the runoff. Still no penalty. You gotta wonder if he's gonna get a penalty from that or if he's just gonna be able to do that the whole race. Second time I've seen him do it in a row. If he does it a third time, I don't see a penalty. I'm definitely gonna be some people a little frustrated with that. Mike's got the DRS here, but he did not have the run out of the corner that he wanted. Man in the front of this DRS train is going to be Sheen. He's just outside the DRS range of his own teammate. Sheen definitely needed that to be able to hold everyone else off. Crunchy's going to be able to make a move. Jamie is not far behind, might be able to also make a move. Around the outside, and Crunchy gets the move done. That's P3 for the Aston. HRV Thomas now goes wide out on the runoff. Now Jamie's going to be able to make a move, and Jamie might be able to make a double move here. Crunchy doesn't have much ERS left. Terrible camera angle there. Here we go. Crunchy holds him off. He pushes him off the track. At least it looks like that's what he did. Crunchy will hold on to P3. He gets P3 for good. Now he's got his next man on his mission is HRV Thomas. Oh, behind them. Yorkie looking to the inside of Jamie. Yorkie looking to the inside of Jamie. Doesn't get the move done. Oh! Yorkie smacks into the back of the Alpha Tauri of Jamie. Doesn't take the position, though. He sees that he knocks him out a little bit, backs off, lets him regain control. They're back to driving. They're back to racing. Looks like Yorkie's going to get the position, though. We go up ahead. Sheen looking to get the position from Crunchy. Not going to get it. Yorkie, meanwhile, gets the position off of Jamie. It's P5 for the Williams of Yorkie. Sheen's got one more chance to get past Crunchy here. We got a yellow. It's for the Red Bull of Dave. Got another yellow. It's Turbo Typhon in the back in the first chicane. Just like that, Crunchy is caught up to HRV Thomas. Only Destroyer now with a penalty. Josh with a penalty. Crunchy with a penalty. This track is a pretty penalty-heavy track. You cannot extend anywhere for the most part without the game telling you you've gotten a warning. Leave that alone. Damn it. Go away. Oh, God, go. Crunchy's got DRS on Thomas. Can Crunchy make the move? He looks to the inside. Crunchy's got one more chance here before the other DRS straight. We got yellows in the start-finish line. Not sure what for. It might be for someone some noise. It is. He spun off at the pit entrance. And the other one, I believe, must have been for Turbo. Maybe only Destroyer. Meanwhile, no one has retired from the session. Crunchy trying everything. Absolutely everything right now to catch up to him. Oh, we got yellows. It's for Ipswich Techers and Galaxy Connor. Both of them just spun off. Meanwhile, only Destroyer is starting to catch up to him. A massive DRS train from P2 all the way down to P8. Oh, the AI of someone no one is in. Wow. I don't know how everyone avoided that, but they did. And now Bizarre Mike's got to avoid him, followed by Yuzkin. Good news, they do. Sheen spun off, though. I don't know what's happened. And I think I just saw someone's end plate on the side of the track. I'm not sure what has happened. I do hope no one has wing damage though. Oh, Tree Ram is trying to get through Sheen. Sheen might have damage. I don't see it, but because of all that, Crunchy's now got a massive lead over P3, while both of the Alfa Romeos, who looked like they were on for a double podium, now look like they're only on for double points and maybe not even. But Tree Ram right behind Sheen. Thomas is going to dive into the pits. After 17 laps on the mediums, Bizarre Mike stays out. Josh cannot get around Yorkie. He's not far off from making a move, though. Meanwhile, at the front, Blazer Guns has improved with 4.8 seconds over Crunchy Bear, and he is just continuing to pull a gap. Closest battle now is for P3 between Yorkie, Josh. Josh looked like he was going to go for the move, but he backed out. Between Yorkie, Josh, and LA Ham. All of them together about a second apart, around a second apart. Josh has just run out of ERS, so he's going to have a very hard time passing him now. Maybe not. No, he's going to go to the inside, of course, and he's maybe not going to take it. Not yet. No, he doesn't. Well, LA Ham's just getting a front row seat for all of this fighting. Side by side through the hairpin. These guys are gonna do the complete opposite of what they need. Are doing the complete opposite of what they should be doing. At the end of the stadium section. Yorkie now gets a 3-second time penalty. The second one, actually. As of right now, LA Ham would have a podium. Meanwhile, Bazaar Mike has hit. We've got a yellow for Turbo Typhon. He's out without a front wing right now. Meanwhile, Yorkie has passed Josh. Oh, but it looked like Yorkie didn't get a very good exit out of the corner. Looks like Yorkie is catching Crunchy Bear a bit. He's only down by 1.6 now, and looks like that gap is shrinking drastically. What has happened to Crunchy? We've got Josh diving into the pits. He might be coming on to the mediums. I don't think softs are going to be the best idea for this right now. Yuzkin has passed him. True Ram Blaze has passed him. Sheen is pitting now as well. Harry stays out, of course. He's only got 12 laps on those hards. He could probably, I don't know if he can get to the end, but he might be able to. Turbo Typhon gets another 3-second time penalty. He's not far ahead of the guys behind. I'm suspecting that Turbo might be looking to get the fastest lap. Laser Guns, meanwhile, is probably chilling. Who has pulled out a steady gap of 6.8 seconds to Mr. Crunchy Bear. And Blazer pits, and there's a yellow. It's a safety car, and Blazer, absolute god tier timing on that stop. Yuzkin, meanwhile, is also going to be able to get a stop. He put 13 laps on those softs. I can't believe he even got 12. I can't believe he even got 11. But everybody behind LA Ham is probably going to be pitting Yuzgin, though, has already got 7 laps on those mediums, so I very much doubt he's getting to the end on these. Harry dives into the pits. You got Galaxy Connor. Bassar Mike, who's just pit, stays out, and he's going to gain a handful of free spots. Sheen has just recently pit as well. He's on the medium tires, and he's going to stay out, of course. Josh stays out. A lot of people pitting on the new tires. Galaxy Connor pits for 3-lap-old mediums. Piggy Man stays out. He can make it to the end here. Ipswich Techers and Dave both into the pits. Dave gets a 5-second speeding penalty. Ipswich Techers making a massive, taking a massive risk here. Going onto the softs. Dave's going onto the softs too. I think these two are just going for it all. I think they know what kind of situation they're in now. You've got to wonder whether or not the top 3 are going to pit. I mean, they're going to have to. Crunchy has to. He hasn't pit yet. And disqualified, ignoring yellow flags. He tried to get into the pit lane as fast as he could, but he passed the safety car on the way to doing it, and he is out of the session. Wow. Just like that, one of your top 3 drivers of this entire race gone in the blink of an eye. Wow. I've done that before in last year. I did that last year's game. I don't know if it was, I think it was actually in this league last season. When we were at Monza, I tried to pass the safety car so I could pit, and it gave me literally a 1.5 seconds to react, and by the time I did, I'd already been disqualified. But yeah, they definitely should have fixed that. The track is starting to get darker now. And that leads one to wonder, will it rain in this race? I don't understand why the game didn't just let him go because he was like in the pits. I mean, he was 2 feet from the, not even honestly, it was like roughly the width of a piece of paper away from the pit lane, and it disqualified him. An absolute travesty. They didn't just let him race. That's, man, that sucks. Terrible way for the game to disqualify you for, especially in the first round in this championship. It's definitely going to put Crunchy on the back foot to start this season. Safety car is in this lap. I do hope for Turbo's sake they let him catch up. When does Yorkie go? He goes now. He catches LA Ham not just sleeping, but hibernating. Meanwhile, Blazer guns right on the gearbox of LA Ham. LA Ham trying to defend as hard as he can. I don't think he's gonna have anything for him here. But Josh, after Blazer nearly loses the rear end, Josh catches up. Yuzkin dropping back a little bit. We've got a yellow. For only Destroyer. He must have, I don't know if he got bumped off or not. Not a great way for him to start, though. Josh going to the outside of Blazer guns. Doesn't look like Blazer's going to give him any space, though. Worst camera angles. Why? Blazer guns has crashed out. What has happened? What has just happened? Oh, the stewards are going to be looking at that for a while, aren't they? Speeding in the pit lane for Yuzkin in another safety car. Yuzkin gets a perfect pit stop. He's going to go on to the hards. Picky man as well. Only Destroyer Dave. Ipswich Techers. This is a opportunity for these guys to catch back up or be able to fight with the leaders again. They, Piggy and Destroyer go on to the sauce. Ipswich onto another set of softs as well as Dave. Yuzkin, I don't think he had a good set of softs. I see. Which may explain why he went on to the hards. And LA Ham has just left this session. I do hope somebody can what, bud? Yes, I see. Here. Yorkie, of course, has to go into the pits. LA Ham also going in. Josh goes into the pits. Sheen goes in. Jamie stays out. Jamie's going to take the risk. So is Thomas. Harry goes in. Connor stays out. We've only got 3 drivers staying out. This could be a massive win or a massive L for these boys. I hear you. Please go. Got just about everybody in this race is pit. Yuzkin back in the pits. And he's got a pair of softs waiting for him. Get a 5-second penalty. He's getting removed too. So now the time to look at penalties. With him removing that, Jamie has 6 seconds. 3, 3, 6 for Yorkie. 0 for LA Ham. He's in a very good spot. Josh with 3, 0 for Harry, 3, none, none, 3, 3, 3, 6, and none. I can see Blazer Guns is not happy in the chat. He is wondering what Josh was doing. I did unfortunately not catch a great look at it, or really any look at all. Unfortunately, I have no idea who or what could have possibly caused it. We have seen 2 of our top drivers in this race so far be taken out. One from the game deciding that he shouldn't be allowed to enter the pits, and the other getting taken out. The unfortunate start for some, but an absolutely dream start for others in this race. Just about everybody here is on a good set of tires, on a new or new-ish set of tires, with the exceptions of Jamie, Thomas, Connor, and Ham. LA16 Ham. Safety car will be in this lap. It looks like Jamie's going now, and he's caught out Thomas pretty heavily. Up to 0.8 of a second is his lead at the line. Piggy Man gets a speeding penalty, and it looks like Yuzgin was off a bit. Mike losing 2 spots to one to Sheen and 1 to Turbo. We've got a yellow. It's for Yuzgin. You hate to see it. Meanwhile, we got a lot of fighting here. Josh. Oh, we got a lot of stopping and starting now too. Galaxy Connor, who started that had the restart in P3, is already down to P9. What has happened to the Aston Martin? We've gone from guaranteed points to nothing. Oh! And Destroyer is out. Connor is absolutely just taken out Destroyer. Whether it was on accident or not, he has destroyed the Alpine of Destroyer. I can imagine the Alpine garage will be looking for hefty penalties for the Aston Martin driver. Back to the front, you've got Jamie, who's still got about a second of a lead on everyone else. Followed by Yorkie, Thomas, Harry, who's in a very good spot for very good points if he just keeps it going. We've got Josh looking to make the move around the outside of the AlphaTauri, but not going to get it done there. Or there. No, he's going to stay behind him. He's going to keep himself P5 for now. 2 teams right now looking to have an immense day in this race. I should say 3 teams looking to have double points. We've got Williams, we've got Alfa Romeo, and we've got AlphaTauri. Up at the front, we look like we're going to have a fight. Josh just takes out Harry. What is he doing? Wow. Harry without a front wing now. Josh absolutely cuts him off. Looks pretty similar to what happened to me yesterday. Harry somehow gets a 3-second time penalty. I guess it's because he must have cut the final corner somehow. Jamie looking to hold on to P1, but how much longer is he going to be able to hold on? Yorkie is on those nice, much newer medium tires. Piggy Man with fastest lap of an 18.2. I wanted to say an 18.6. I'm glad I didn't. Meanwhile, right behind these guys, you've got DRS train from Thomas to Turbo. Sheen looking to make a move. I gotta say, Sheen, you're gonna want to watch out. Wow. I cannot believe what Josh has just done, though. He deliberately took him out. That's not even a question. I mean, if you don't have arrows on, that's no one's fault but your own. As the leaders swap positions, Jamie is now P2. Yorkie gets P3. They are equal on points, so if Jamie gets a 3-second. Well, that's a rip. I was gonna say if Jamie just keeps it on track and Yorkie gets another penalty, and he could still win this. But now he's going to have to hope for some drastic changes here. Sheen and Turbo swapping positions. Sheen getting P5. Sheen also overextending the track again and seemingly getting no penalty. Like, I'm actually confused on how some of these guys are doing this. I did not see this in Div 1 or 2. Oh, and there's the karma. He spins, loses the front wing. I'd say it sucks to see it, but considering how many times I've seen him and about 5 other people this week so far overextend the track, I'm not really. Oh, and he runs into the back of Yuzkin. He just takes him out. Okay, that is uncalled for. That is uncalled for. He's going to lose that position anyway. He's got no front wing. There was no reason, and he stays out. What is going on? The lack of respect recently. Oh, and Jamie's lost it. Oh, my heart goes out to him. First, Harry gets taken out by Josh, and now this, it's just, I don't even know what to say. Good news is, for Bizarre Mike, if he catches up to Yorkie, if he gets within 6 seconds of Yorkie, he can win this race as long as he keeps it on track. He's got to keep it on track. He's got to get through Thomas at least, in hopes of that. But he's still got to worry about Jamie right behind him, who could overtake him on track. And Turbo is spun off. I can imagine we're going to have 2 drivers extremely displeased with Josh Meister after the end of this race, if they aren't already. Galaxy Connor comes into the pits. Only 3 laps to go. I don't know how much more can happen. Bizarre Mike does get through HRV Thomas. Now Bizarre Mike's just got to get it in about 1.5 seconds over the next 2.5 laps. He's going to find 2.5 seconds. We've got a yellow. It's for Yuzkin again, who's having a decent race until Sheen just literally hooked him off the track. HRV Thomas with another 3 seconds. Jamie gets past Thomas. You gotta wonder whether Thomas let him through or not due to his penalties. Yorkie across the line. There's 2 to go. Yuzkin off track once again. What was Looking to be a promising race, a promising first round for the Red Bull of Yuzgin has turned into an absolute nightmare. Keeping the spotlight on Basar Mike for now. He is the only guy in the top 8 without a single penalty. One's got to wonder whether Yorkie can keep it on track or if he'll overextend again to get another penalty. I imagine he'll be driving a little safer here as he lets off quite a lot off the throttle there. I imagine, again, to keep himself from getting a third penalty. He cannot afford a third penalty. But back to the intervals. I don't know whether or not Mike was catching Josh. Got another yellow. This time it's for Piggy Man. Piggy Man with 14 seconds. Let's see whether or not he has got any wing damage. I cannot tell. We're going to have to look from the back of the Alpha Tower. He does not appear to have any damage. We go back to Basar Mike. He is catching Josh a little bit, but it's nowhere near enough for that to matter. We're just going to keep this on penalties now. It's the final lap of the race here. I think at this point, even if Yorkie gets a 3-second time penalty, he might still win. He's pulling away drastically from the two behind him as he's coming through the final corner now. LWS Yorkie is going to be your Season 7 Division 3 season opener winner. P2 is going to go to Josh following, oh no, after penalties, it's going to be a Williams 1-2. For the first time this season, Williams on a team gets a 1-2 finish, and it's Williams Division 3. P3 is going to be Josh. I can imagine the penalties are going to be immaculate after what I saw and what I was told in the comments. So this is all just provisional for now. Biggie Man tried to crash his car out after the line. It does not look like it worked, although he did lose his front wing. Following them, you've got, and I didn't even get to read it. I was too focused on something else. Oh well. Driver of the day, Basar Mike. As we see him walking out of the tunnel. LWS Yorkie with the podium emote and everything. But Williams 1-2. I wasn't sure who was going to win. I had Yorkie as a podium favorite, but wow. Phenomenal race from Yorkie. I would definitely say he's a driver of the day contestant, considering how he did from start to finish. He is from Nicaragua. We're going to be inviting our podium finishers to the party now. Following Josh, you've got HRV Thomas, P4, P5 for Ipswich Techers, P6 for Jamie, P7 for Turbo, After the dreadful start he had, he comes back, gets P7. P8 for LA16 Ham. Sheen with P9 and P10 for Dave. Drivers outside the points include Harry, Yuzgin, Piggyman, Connor. After that, your DNF drivers include Destroyer, Blazer Guns, Tree Ram Blaze, Someone No One, Vevtic, and Mr. Crunchy Bear, who was disqualified for pitting. That's what I'll put it down to anyway. Let me see if we've got all three of our boys in here. We do not. We only have one. You're getting a hefty penalty, Connor? Is that so? We're really just going to get one? Wow, okay. Well, that sucks, but hey. Stuff happens. So,
from customization, you can.
Not customization. Where is it? Virtual showroom. There it is. I always forget where this is. All right. So, LWS Yorkie, you did not get pole, but from the start of this race. You pretty much dominated. There was a stage where you were not P1, but you were still pretty high up the order. Finishing this race with a win. How are you feeling, man?
Yeah, not too bad to be fair. I wasn't expecting anything like this to be fair. I was maybe in the points, but then straight away from Q1 I just felt good. Felt good on this track, and yeah. Thankfully, in the end, even though I racked up the pens a bit, it paid off.
Well, good news for you is despite the penalties, you still won with a commanding lead.
Definitely.
It's a shame we couldn't get your teammate in here, but your teammate, Bassar Mike, finishing P2, the first team this season to get a 1-2 in any of the divisions. How are you feeling about that?
It's a good start for the Williams boys. Yeah, I saw him on the last couple of laps. I think a P4 maybe, but obviously didn't have any pens, so I was like, he's got a chance to even pit me to the win. But yeah, win or second, as long as the Williams boys do well, I ain't bothered. But yeah, 1-2, not a bad start.
Next week we are heading up north to the Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas. How do you feel about Coda?
It's not one of my favourite tracks, but to be fair, neither is Mexico. So no, I think if I get in the points there, anything else it's a bonus. But yeah, I'm not expecting a win again. But you never know.
To be fair, yeah, I
Last
was going to
minute
say,
safety
to be
car,
fair,
bring
you
you back
didn't
into it.
expect a win here, and here you are.
No. Yeah, anything can happen. But yeah, in the points, I'll be happy with that.
Okay, well, unfortunately, you're the only one here. I don't really have any other questions. That'll be all from me. I have been your host, DTF1 Days, the American voice of RSF1. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Good day, good morning, good evening, and good night.